Well, I can't wait till this challenge is over. I've got a blow-up doll handcuffed to me.
A nameless blow-up doll, which makes her dirtier, if you want to ask me.
Yeah, I don't even know her name.
Can't even give her a name.
I mean, she's been down there touching your giblets.
She has. It's in such an awkward position. I didn't even realize it, but it's like, you know, when I have my hand out just naturally and normally, her blow-up hand, usually one is on my D and the other one is like up my ass.
You were eating
Just the way Jay Bird likes it.
When I was eating with my right hand, I look up at the camera for KVJ TV, and yeah, it does. It looks like I'm eating as she's blowing me. And
it's a sandwich blowjob. It's honestly the best combo.
I mean, is there anything better for a man to be eating while you're getting blown? I mean, it's
probably the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that, Jay Bird?
I don't know.
Has he ever had that? Has he ever had that? He just admitted it's the best thing ever. Yeah. Well, talking food, they got a new little menu item, apparently. Everybody talking about it. Bud's Chicken and Seafood, bringing you today's After the Show podcast.
They're homemade crab cakes, Kev. I know you love crab, Virginia. This is just your game.
I love a crab cake, too. They're doing a whole seafood celebration that's got me excited.
They got a great deal, too. Fried oyster dinner. Now, the oysters from Gulf of Mexico, ever hear of it? Pretty darn good food there.
Gulf oysters are good because they're salty and delicious.
They come with two sides, and they give you a very bountiful portion at Bud's.
You can get double corn fritters too, just saying.
You should always, if you go to Bud's and you don't get the corn fritters, I guess my question is, how dare you?
Okay.
Yeah, so some great.
How dare you?
Their shrimp are great. I've had their scallop. Like they really nail the seafood.
And Philip, if you're listening, I'm sorry I fell asleep last night. I'll call you today.
You left Philip hanging?
I'm sorry. We're working on that damn prank video.
Oh my gosh. I thought you would have called him first.
I know. We got carried away.
Yeah.
Priorities.
Got a lot of naughty stuff going on here. 50 Shades Week. Movie comes out on Friday. Have you seen the first one? Have you guys all seen it?
They run it like crazy on HBO, and it's one of those movies where I've seen a segment here, a segment there. So I think I've seen it, but not in order.
And I haven't seen it.
It was just whatever.
It was whatever.
It's not my type of thing.
I don't know. And some people sent in some stuff yesterday, not great stuff about the writer, just saying that, it's very predictable. It's like the same thing over and over again. Yeah, whips and this and that, and she doesn't have like a great vocabulary, and it's just. In fact, the one person said, "I'd be shocked if she ever writes another book." Like,
look,
and how they get to be so big? Then and I was talking to some chick over the weekend
because it's for soccer moms.
Yeah.
It's not for people who know anything about bondage.
But this is like a single chick. Like,
if you know about bondage and you know about stuff about that whole world, I think it's very sophomoric to you.
Yeah, if you're a chick that's into Pornhub, you may not get your rocks off from 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey is for soccer moms, and that's who was buying it and scooping it up and loving it because they had never tasted that kind of poison.
Because they go to the edge. Like, oh my gosh, he's chained her up. And then they kind of dial it back a little bit.
Yeah.
We want the filth, Kev.
Yeah, it sounds like this might be a little bit more about the romance even, so yeah, I get it.
I don't know. From the trailer, it looks like one of his exes comes back with a gun.
That
kind of intrigued me.
You'll have scenes where they end up, oh my gosh, he's tied me. There'll be some sex there. Don't worry.
Yeah. Jaber, what's the weirdest thing you've ever been whipped with?
Oh, yeah, let's get into it.
Whipped with? I mean, I'm not necessarily a huge, I don't love to be whipped. But have I been whipped? Yeah, I've been whipped.
Have you been spanked?
I mean, I think everybody.
I don't like it. If someone goes to spank me, I'm going to punch them.
Right, yeah.
Don't spank me. We're not here for that.
That hurts. What's wrong with you?
Panda made that mistake once.
Did he really?
Yeah. It wasn't even in the bedroom. It was outside of the bedroom, and he was just playing around, but he slapped me really hard, and I turned around and I pulled a knife.
Okay.
Yeah, don't you ever.
I'm not messing around.
That turned real sexy.
Well, maybe if you're into that kind of thing.
50 Shades of Death.
Yeah. Here we go.
Probably a pool noodle.
Pool noodle.
Not the one you stole from me, huh?
No.
You're doing some weird stuff
Not the
with
ones
that
my
thing, Virginia.
kids used to use.
No, I would never do that. No, I did not use your pool noodle. That's the one I used for Weird Wednesday.
All right.
And it wasn't even. And by the way, I didn't like the pool noodle. Just to give you that, I'd rather have been hit with a real noodle, like spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Spanked by spaghetti.
Have you ever been? What's the weirdest thing you've been involved with, Kev? Have you ever done anything slightly kinky like that, where you're Getting tied up?
Yeah, a little bit of that kind of stuff. You know, you have to have somebody that's like into that. And
What'd they tie you up with, Kev?
we did. It was like
Weights.
weights.
Protein bars.
Can you tie that?
Have you ever really had someone tie you up?
Yeah.
Was it the that mystical chick you talk about?
Cosmo.
Cosmo.
No, she was into like burning incense and stuff like that. She was like, yeah, that was a real granola chick. Yeah,
I like
she
me
was.
some Cosmo.
She was a legit like California hippie.
Okay.
Like, and when we hung out, we would like every weekend we went to San Francisco, and that was kind of our thing. We hung out at Berkeley a lot.
Dude, she
you know,
sounded
that
like
kind
a
of
real
stuff.
cool chick, man.
Yeah, she was cool. I mean, the thing about her was like I think she was about 12, 13 years older than me. Like she was like mid-30s, maybe I was early 20s.
So now she's in her mid-50s. Almost 60.
Probably, yeah.
It's still,
that's weird to think
Cosmo,
about.
yeah.
still pretty hot, though. I'm still into it. Keep going.
Yeah. So it was just, I mean, you know, she was all right, but it's like, I don't know. Every time we hung out, there was like another girl that I was like best friends with that would always kind of like tag along with us because that's how I got with her was they were, you know, good friends.
So she was a friend of a friend, old Cosmo.
And when I would hang out with Cosmo by myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm not really digging this chick. And then when it finally ended, like she had booked this room for us in San Francisco. It was like overlooking the bay, and you know she had more money than me because she was older, and it was like I had one of those heart-shaped tubs and all that kind of stuff. It was
dude,
like,
she wanted to have tantric sex with you.
it was like, but it was like she's like, we're just spending the whole weekend in the room together and this and that. I was like,
Oh, well, that's...
You didn't go?
no, I didn't. And that was what ended the relationship. She's like going, I can't believe that.
I kind of with her. I can't believe
like,
you turned
why
out...
when you go, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. It's just a weekend. I'm just.
I want to go drink with my boys.
I didn't really have a good excuse. Yeah, but I mean, you know, that's how you know you're not into somebody.
You turned down Fuckfest 1998 or whatever year you were. What year were you? 98?
This year, I mean, the year this happened, it was like 90. I don't know, 96 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get. I was trying to get
21, 22, something like that.
She was looking for a young Bronc.
Yeah, young Bronco went into it though. It just, you know,
Interesting.
when we hung out, we go to concerts and stuff like that. So and that was all cool and it was fun. And you know, when we'd have a couple of drinks, it was all right. But yeah.
How many times would you say you laid the bone?
Great question, Virginia.
I don't know.
Because, I mean, if she was looking to do the romantic vacation,
Yeah.
that sounds like you'd laid the bone prior.
Oh, she didn't want the Bronc. She needed the Bronc.
It had been like I don't know. There's only one time that really stands out to me that I truly remember. So
All right, let's talk about it.
man, nothing really to talk about. It's just, you know, it was a time like she I think I told you that story. She cut my face afterwards and like called me an angel, and I was like, what?
Oh,
Like,
she loves what you gave
Man,
her.
dude, I love this chick.
she's like, I remember she's like, you are such an angel. And I was just like, cringe. Like,
I didn't realize she was that much older than you. That's why.
I was just like, it's like one of those moments like, I want to get away. Like,
You
yeah.
you
and
were
then,
a twink. You were young, hot.
yeah, probably. And
Oh,
then,
yeah, she was lovely.
Yeah,
She was
so,
a coog, and you were a young
yeah.
piece of meat.
So, you know, now you can see, like, how awful that weekend would have been. Like, that's all she wanted was a whole weekend of, you're an angel. And I'm like,
man.
I just
Some
have
people-
cringy moments.
Some people might be into that, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, this has been a great girl for you. Unfortunately, I wish you could have taken my position.
I would have sub me in. I would have been their coach.
Tap me in. What do you do?
Tag team.
No, I've never been a part of anything like that.
Yeah. Well, somebody was laughing about the thing you'd said, Jaybird, the lick it before you stick it yesterday.
Did I say that on the regular air?
No, he said
Okay,
it
all
on the
right,
After the Show
good.
podcast.
Couldn't remember.
You never know, man.
I think it was the podcast.
All right, good.
Yeah, you'd said you got to lick it before you stick it. We're like, what?
Sometimes things come out the wrong way.
Show us.
Stacy said, hey, do you remember this song from like 1995? This used to be my jam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Baby, work it. Commit a real cutie.
It was a song by 20 Fingers was the name of it. Featuring Rula was the name of it.
You gotta lick it before we kick it. You gotta take that extra step so we can kick it. You gotta lick it before we kick it.
before we kick it. A little bit more innocent than lick it.
But it's
stick
close. I mean, it's about what you said. You got to lick it before you stick it. I mean, it's.
Again, I don't know if that's such a vulgar
You
statement.
gotta lick it
I felt so
before you
dirty
stick
after that.
You're a beast. What can you help?
I feel like I should have just grown a mullet right then and there.
Sexy animal.
No, I think I'm just an asshole.
You gotta lick it before you stick it, baby.
Oh, I'm so sorry to anybody that would
Come here.
It's terrible.
Stand still so I can lick it. and
This
stick
podcast,
it.
sometimes it gets away from you. You know what I mean? You piss in your face. You say lick it before you stick it.
Yeah. This is a jam.
Is this on the radio?
This was a hit. Yeah, I remember this.
I remember this song
This
too.
was just before my Cosmo days. This is 95. Yes, this is like right before. Yeah, I think I was probably playing this song when it first came out on the radio. Yeah,
crazy.
That's how old it is. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for that little walk there. You can check it out on YouTube. Got this email question for Jerby.
That name really stuck.
I love it when that comes back up.
How did Jervy come around again? I was trying to remember. Someone asked
Somebody
me.
called you Jerby.
Why did they call me?
No, they weren't messing around. Like they really
No, they thought my name was
legitimately thought your name was Jerby. Yeah, Virginian Jerby.
I love the name.
Chirby.
Says here, Jerby is always joking around, and it's hard to know what he really feels. I want to know how he really feels about the dirt of the day, and do we really need 4 of them? He says.
And can we get his face put on a gerbil's body?
Jerby.
That would be.
I used to not like the dirt of the day back in the day because I'm not kidding you, because I used to do a lot of the editing. Our dirt of the day, when we were really not watching what we were saying, the dirt of the day, I remember cutting one of them. It was 18 minutes long.
Ooh.
I mean, it was like 14 stories.
Wow.
It was almost 20-minute long dirt. I didn't like it when it was longer. I don't mind the quick hitting stuff. Yeah, I don't hate it. I think everyone.
Yeah.
I think you need it. I think chicks especially love the dirt of the day.
Yeah.
Dudes may not like it that much.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, yeah, it's for the most part, a majority of it, the women enjoy it more. And so it's, 3 minutes at a time. And, the whole thing is when you listen to the show a lot, like you'll notice there's 4, but most people, that's the tough thing about what we do. And the broadcast part of the show really throws that off, is that a lot of people, we know from research and whatnot, can only listen for 15 to 20 minutes. And so they're not hearing 4. Like a lot of people, majority of people have no idea we do 4.
Oh, every time you think you've done this great bit or something awesome's happened on the show, you think everyone's heard it, and that is so not the case.
Yeah.
People always, you guys don't do any fucking stunts. You guys don't do anything crazy. I'm like, yeah, we do. You're just not hearing them, motherfucker. Calm down.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's really, I find out there's really kind of 2 different KVJ listeners. There's the person, puts it on. It's like, okay, I just do it. I get a little bit of it every single day, and it's fine. It's nice.
Then the diehards, they know everything.
Yeah, they listen to it. I think like a great way, the right way. They listen to the podcast afterwards. No commercials, no music, and boom, you fly right through it. We do 3 hours of brand new content every single day.
And the ones that really do love us, those are the ones that will go through a wall for us.
Those are the ones that you lick it and stick it for.
You're right, you do. You lick it and you stick it for the KVJ name. The ones that really do, it's almost like a family where they have your back. Even if they don't agree with you, they still love you.
Ride or die.
So it's kind of a tough thing. And the thing that I don't like is a lot of times, doing the right thing that I think for a show is sometimes in conflict with what, these people who study the rating system and trying to make those little numbers go up a little bit higher, because it makes a big difference in how much money a radio station can make. And so the people that really study it, we have to talk to some of those people that, don't even necessarily do radio shows themselves, but they just study the mathematics of it. And, they're always like, oh, you got to take your best stuff and play it over and over and over again. I won't bore you again, but, that's the one thing they did in Miami. They do the same bit every hour. And they're like, oh.
Well,
It just feels so wrong.
Yeah, we don't like doing it.
It feels wrong, too, especially, and I'm not trying to be a dick when I say this, but even in sports, if you're getting coached by somebody who's never been to the dance before, we're getting advice from people who've never been on the air before.
And couldn't pull it off.
They never cracked a microphone. Like, they're not even been on any kind of, how are you going to tell us what's right?
Wow, you spit on me from all the way over there.
I get passionate, baby.
It's impressive.
Damn.
And you know what? I don't know. Who knows? They're studying tons of shows and tons of people, and all they do is pour into metrics every single day and numbers. And they may be right. For me, honestly, I just want to get to a place where we don't even think about to me broadcast radio is such a cancer that it just I can't stand it. The formatics of it, how they rate it, everything goes on with it. To me, do what makes sense. You go through and we do 3 hours of new content every single day, and that's really what we should do. It would be nice to just come on here and deliver 3 hours to people, and you can download it at a certain time and take it to work with you, and boom, there you go. It's all set and ready to go. You know what I mean? I think the ideal way for us to do a show would be we would come in here and we'd start probably at 5 a.m. and we'd start recording, and when we got to take a break to set something up, instead of playing a song or 6 minutes of commercials, we hit pause real quick on recording, and we get, okay, we got the blow-up doll ready? Check. Got handcuffs? Check. Are we all ready?
Got your lack of pride? Check.
Yeah, because I mean, the one comment I hear on the negative side, it's really not even about the show, but there are people that do want to listen to the show that are almost like the mid people that aren't the diehards, but they do like the show. They get turned off by the amount of commercials that are on. If they're driving and they hear something they like, they've got to wait 6 minutes. I mean, honestly, it's more than 6 minutes because live endorsements go longer than a minute, and then you've got little 5-second thing here, a sweeper there. It's more like 7 minutes.
It's just out of our control. You know, we're limited. There are some things that we just can't control, and that's the one thing with the commercials and the amount of them that it's like we don't have a say in that. You know, we get to control for the most part what happens with the content and that's it. So there's stuff that's out of our hands.
Tell Kevin to stop playing some of the commercials. All right, Kev, stop playing some of the commercials.
Yeah, I
Stop
wish.
playing Adele, Kevin.
You think
Yeah, I
Kevin wants
can't.
to play Adele? Fuck no.
Now, the one thing that we can control and the one thing that we wanted to do was, shortening the songs because they still, are like, that's another thing. Like, oh, you got to have a little bit of mix of music in there and all that kind of
People
stuff.
love talk and a little bit of music. That's just what they want in 1981.
Yeah, and somebody sent us a text today. It's rare we hear a complaint, but somebody today said, you guys are the only radio station that consistently cuts off songs. And it seems like it's in a tone where they're kind of annoyed. And I'm like, yay, good for you.
Tell them to listen to Mo and Sally.
Yeah, well, that's just it. Some people were like, So, we do that because we think that a lot of our listeners would rather us get back to talking faster. So we're like, hey, chopping out in a minute and a half can make a big difference. So there are some songs that are longer, but yeah, there's some that we cut down a little bit shorter.
The Rihanna song, anytime you hear a song go long, it usually means it's a new release, and we'll let that ride.
Yeah, but songs that people would be burnt out on, then we, typically cut it. And it's tough. You're always trying to do the right thing and what people want, but a lot of times we hear a lot of conflicting comments.
You can't make everybody happy. You're always going to make someone upset, and even if you try your hardest, someone's always going to be pissed.
But here's the thing, though. When we do something people don't like, they're not afraid to say and vocalize that.
Yeah.
I can honestly tell you, 13 years doing this, I have never had someone go, I wish you guys would play more music. I love your show because of the music. It's never happened one time. And if people wanted a lot of music during the show, you would hear that from people.
Well, I mean, nowadays, you just go stream it.
Tell me any song you want. I can pull it up on YouTube in 10 seconds.
Yeah, pull it up, listen to it, watch the video. Like, it's way better than having to wait to hear your song come on the radio. It's instant.
Yeah, that's why hopefully, someday in time we can get like the digital, everything with that makes sense. It just makes sense. It's like we go on and we give you like what you want. You listen to it on demand as much as you can. Make it easy for you to, get to, and bam, that's it. So, like I said, I'm rooting for that day. It's not here yet, but it's, I believe, coming. And we're doing what we can to get there as soon as humanly possible.
Winter is coming, and we're preparing for it.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't supposed to be ominous. I'm just kidding around.
Is that Thrones?
That is very good, Virginia.
Let me see here. Something else. Talking about those kind of things. I think the majority of people don't like the movie sequel bit. Some people do, but the majority of people, I think, don't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it that I'm kind of shocked on that. What do they don't like about it? Too long?
Well, one person was like, you're choosing like movies that like you got to be like over 40 to like the Goonies today. That was a movie from the 80s. So anybody who's, early 30s, probably in their 20s, like going, I don't even know what the Goonies is. Like, what is this
It's a good point.
movie?
It's a valid point.
Yeah.
You got to go watch the Goonies if you never saw it, though.
I mean, if you're in your 30s and you haven't seen the Goonies, again, how dare you?
So that's it part of it because we had E.T. before. I mean, they're all like movies that
You're right. We grew up.
Yeah.
There's a part of an audience that's not going to know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, so if you don't know the movie, like, I don't get this at all. So I think that's part of it. And then,
I get it.
just, people rather hear other stuff. Somebody did say, Megan sent an email and said there is a local guy who actually wrote a book called The Misfit Tribe, and it's a cross between the Goonies and Harry Potter. His name is D.G. Lloyd. His co-author is actually J.K. Rowling's cousin. They're shopping the manuscript with movie studios. Can't imagine like J.K. Rowling would greenlight something like that. Anything that even tiptoe into her world, you know? Same thing with the Goonies.
I mean, she doesn't have a copyright on sorcerers. You know, you can tiptoe around stuff, and she can't be the only one allowed to write magical kid books.
I think it depends upon how close you are. I think that people have sued, saying, I mean, come on, you know, it's like it's too eerily close. What
Harry
you've done.
Trotter.
Right, exactly. Like, oh, wait a minute. They have a Facebook page, The Misfit Tribe, if you want to go check that out. Somebody else commenting about The Bachelor. It's my first time writing in. Big fan of the show. Listen to the podcast and the show every single day. When I run out of the podcast, I actually start going to the Bachelor podcast that Jay Brew does on Tuesdays.
Wow.
The crumbs.
Look at you. It's the last resource, but
It's the last
you're still
thing.
going.
No, I'm very aware of that.
Katia said that I never watched the show, but I like some of the dramas like Real Housewives, so I smoked a bowl, turned it on, and not too bad. So she kind of liked it. Sounded like that might be a new thing she might be checking out.
Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be high on something to really enjoy it. or drunk. It's much better.
Yeah.
No, the Ryan Beckett that we do it with, he's a really great dude.
He is, yeah.
He's a very, very well put together. He's a future politician right there.
He's eye candy.
That is a good looking motherfucker.
Yeah, what's interesting, you know, for me is...
Jason's still got that porn ringtone on his phone.
Yeah, you might want to change that out, man.
Or don't.
Or don't, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Call you all day long.
Give it to Kevin when we send him to the hardware store later.
Yeah, maybe you should, yeah.
that's good,
That is a good
yes.
idea. I'll have it in my pocket, yeah. Oh, hold on real quick. Let me get this.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Hold on, it's my mom.
Yeah.
I gotta take this.
You hear that? And you pick it
Oh,
up.
I
Hey,
gotta
mom.
get this.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, man.
That's from my mom's ringtone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to doing this.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be some fun. Get back
You're
out there
gonna
in the
rock
action.
it because you have balls. I've seen you do stunts. You and Jay Bird both. I mean, you have giant brass balls. You don't give a f.
That's fun.
I mean, you do it too, and so does Denny's. You guys just don't like it as much as we do.
I have to really muster the strength, and the whole time I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, I wish I was anywhere but here.
The stunts are uncomfortable. There are certain situations you're in, you're like, damn it, man, this is gonna be tough.
I hate making other people feel uncomfortable, and I just
Yeah.
want to hug them and apologize, but you guys just go for it.
Especially when you do get somebody that has a over the top reaction, then you kind of feel bad for them.
Yeah, it'll be a fun little video you can check out later. Let me see here. What else we got? Talking a little bit about stone pets. AJ from the Pizzle said, I was listening to yesterday's After the Show podcast. I want to tell you about my experience with getting my pet stoned. Okay. When I first met my wife, she had a dog named Tough who would run right into our room when we were having our safety meeting, quote unquote. He loved to smoke. He would walk right to the person hitting it and sitting right in front of them. Now, our other dog, Tiva, short for Sativa, nice, hates smoke in her face, walks away when the lighter flicks. Odd considering the name. LOL hates it. I think it just depends upon the dog. Just like people, either you like it or you don't.
So what's your stance? Is blowing smoke, pot smoke in an animal's face, is that considered awful? Because I've heard on both sides where people are like, never do that, that's mean, the dog didn't ask for that.
Ask the dog.
And then you have other people like, my fucking dog loves weed, man, he gets so stoned.
Dogs are probably just like people. Some of them like weed, some of them don't.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, but I mean, but you don't know which one is what, so you're kind of almost testing it out on them.
to me,
and
I'm
that's
like,
the
don't
debate.
force it on them. That's kind of that'd be my position on it. Yeah.
I personally would not do it because
Yeah.
you just don't, you know.
Humans, dogs, whatever. And I think that's why a lot of people were not into that video that came out from A Dog's Life or Dog's Purpose, whatever it was, because it felt like, they're trying to argue, no, the dog really liked it. And like, going, well, it looked like you were forcing an animal to do something against its will. And I think whether it be humans or animals, sometimes, and I know sometimes you got to do it for the better of the animal or for the human, but you don't ultimately like that, making somebody do something they don't want to.
Even with that dog, anytime we get into the dog, we had a dog debate not that long ago. I couldn't believe how many people are just on the side of, yeah, man, you can blow smoke into the animal's face and it's okay without really kind of knowing, if the dog or cat likes it.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know.
This email here from Elise said, hey, I've been listening to the show from the other day, and I have to say, Kevin and Virginia are so ass backwards when it comes to dogs. K and V, y'all thinks it's weird to give your dog a bath naked in your shower, but you think the normal thing to do with your dead dog is to leave it in a box in the kitchen or put it in the freezer. Have you ever heard of just burying your dog in the backyard? Be nice to Jason to go bury your dog like a normal person.
Backyard, I would not suggest, only because some people may be freaked out by that.
Now you have a pet cemetery.
You do. You have a. We had at our old house at 98. Oh, what am I doing? I'm saying the address. Jeez, I'm sorry.
Because we need to know the exact address.
Well, that's how we talk about it in our family. We always call it the address.
9870?
No. Shut the fuck up. We buried a bunch of pets back there. No dogs, but there is a cat back there. There is some lizards back there, and there's some hamsters. And we never told the owner, so they have a true pet cemetery back there.
Wow.
They do, huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and the reason why we had to do the situation of the dog, it happened we had the dog on Sunday. If it would have been a regular day of the week, we would have taken the dog right there. And I found out that what they do is they do have a freezer at the vet, and they put the dogs in there, and then the person who does the cremation of the dogs will come, and they'll pick up like a whole truckload of dead dogs, and then they drive them, they cremate them, and then they bring the ashes back, and the owners can come back and pick them up.
What were you guys on this thought? There was a buddy of mine, his dog died, and this dog loved the beach, loved the ocean. When the dog passed away, he took the body and threw it in the water and did a ceremony and threw the dog in the ocean. And that was the burial ground.
The whole body?
Oh, yeah, it wasn't burned. The dog had passed. It was an actual dog that was dead. He did a ceremony and threw it in the intercoastal. And
no, I don't think that's the right move at all.
No, it's going to wash up.
It'll get bloated and be nasty.
It's going to horrify other people.
Well, I didn't do it.
It's bad.
I'm just asking y'all.
What's your dumb friend's name?
Not kidding.
How know it's such dumbasses?
His name's Denny's. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do
like
it.
the right
Look,
play.
you hang out with a lot of dumbasses too.
I do. I admit that.
Okay, I admit it too.
I don't think any of them would throw a dead dog in the intercoastal.
But here's the thing, though. His heart was full of good intention. He thought it was the right thing to do. So if someone's dumb but they have good intentions, can you really get on them for that?
Big heart, tiny brain.
I mean, you could argue that.
I think you can say something. I mean,
You should have steered him in a different direction.
I didn't know until after the fact. This is like years later after the fact. He's telling stories.
Yeah, I think
I gotta go back in time.
It's kind of odd.
All right.
I'm sure
Doesn't seem like the right move.
The dog's not going to sink. It's going to eventually bloat and float and horrify people.
Hashtag bloat and float. Yeah, now I'm with you.
Hashtag bloat and float.
He made it sound like it was a very nice spiritual thing. They always went to the intercoastal. They always surfed on the beach. They always did all kind of stuff.
A dog might have not floated that far before floating into the neighbor's backyard.
Go ask the kids that were fishing and found it.
Mom, a dead dog. Yeah. Horrifying. And it's only the intercoastal. It's not even like he was out in the middle of the ocean. It was
Those
like
kids are still in therapy.
Yeah, all right, I hear you. You love the intercoastal. They love the beach. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the right play there.
Dumb friend.
Dumb friend. Getting a lot of emails about mother-in-laws, just nasty people.
Aww.
Mandy said, just want to add my terrible mother-in-law to your list. Mine lives in New York City, and the first time I went to visit her in the city with my husband, we were walking around, and she said to me, hey, you hungry? I'm starving. I said, no, I'm not too hungry. If you want to stop and eat, I'm sure we can have an appetizer. She looks me up and down. She says, how are you not hungry? I could eat a horse, and you clearly eat more than I do.
Oh.
Yeah. She's made comments about my husband and mine's incomes as well. Like, oh, well, you guys can't afford this or that, and we make over six figures, so screw her. We haven't spoken to her in 2 years.
She says that?
Yeah.
You guys can't afford this, and we make over six figures?
Or is the email saying that they actually do make over six figures?
They're saying
and what
they
she's
do actually
saying
make
is
over
bullshit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
it's
didn't
bullshit.
say
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I make six figures. You do not.
Mm-hmm. It's from Mandy. I will let you know that we've been tagging down on the mother-in-laws, but I'd like to get a strain going on here. I think we'll probably in the next day or two take on the topic of father-in-laws. Are they doing anything at all? Or is it always just the mother-in-laws that are nasty? Kid father-in-laws, are they ever creepy? Are they ever mean? Are they ever nasty?
They're pretty peaceful.
They do
depends.
seem like it, but I mean, yeah. I mean, we throw so much shade at mother-in-laws. I mean, are there some father-in-laws that need to be called out?
I had a guy, I mean, I was never married, but I was dating a girl, serious girlfriend, and the dad did not like me. Didn't like me.
I wonder why.
Well, because I wasn't of her ethnicity, and he didn't like that. And he would make it known to me, and he would say things, and then he'd see me all the time, and then he'd go, "Hey, what's up, guy? What's up, guy?" He'd call me guy, and then he'd go like this, "I thought you were dead. I thought you were dead.
I thought you were dead.
I never see you around. I thought you were dead, guy." And I was always around, just did not like me, and I tried to be nice.
Like, the name's Jerby, asshole.
Yeah. And he had a very, I don't want to give too many details away, but he had a job where people look at you like, "Oh, yes, you're the best."
He was a cop.
He was not a cop, no. Higher than that.
He was a judge.
No, but he had a higher up job, and he thought he was
Really?
better than everybody because of that. He made really good money.
He was a pizza maker.
He was not.
He was a pizza maker. All right.
Look at you.
I know, huh?
What?
Making
Fascinating
waves.
tale.
I did by just being myself. I was yeah.
Yeah, maybe yourself makes little waves, guy.
Oh, back then I was really innocent.
Well, I need to get to a hardware store. Me and my lover are stuck together, so.
Oh yeah.
Still haven't named her. It's so disrespectful.
It really is kind of sad that she has no name.
Now, somebody said she looks like she's Hispanic, which I like. Somebody said you've always wanted Sofia Vergara, so maybe you can call her Sophia.
Oh, okay, Sophie.
Do you like that, Sophie?
You like that?
Okay.
Don't do that again, Ken.
He's petting
That
it.
made me feel weird.
yeah. I gotta get in character. I gotta really
You
go
do.
with it.
Yeah,
you got to
you
get
do.
into
Yeah.
character, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is my girl.
You are a method actor, though. I've seen you get into character.
Yeah.
Are you gonna?
You got this.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
play it straight? Or are you gonna do that one creepy voice you would do in Misconnection? You know that one where you go, "Hey, how's it going?" Is that too over the? Yeah, that's horrifying.
Hi. Do you guys happen to have a way to get handcuffs off somebody? I lost the key.
They're gonna think you're fucking insane.
Hi.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's kissing her.
I don't like
Kissing
it, bro.
Sophie.
Oh, yeah.
KVJ TV loves
yeah.
it.
We're going to go weird some people out. Hopefully I have that video for you tomorrow. You all have an amazing day. Goodbye. Say bye, Sophie.
Goodbye,
Stop it,
everybody.
Kevin.
Ooh, yeah, talk for her.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, talk for her.
Well,
I love it.
I'm so embarrassed and I can't find my clothes.
you gotta do it like that.
I might wind up in jail. Yeah. See y'all later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.